Poseidon's Arrow by Clive Cussler and Dirk Cussler. Poseidon's Arrow, co-authored by Clive Cussler and Dirk Cussler, takes readers on a high-stakes marine adventure filled with intrigue, suspense, and danger. Set in the world of the NUMA, National Underwater and Marine Agency, this gripping novel follows the legendary oceanographer Dirk Pitt as he races against time to prevent a global catastrophe. In the depths of the Cold War era, amidst the tensions and secrecy of the superpowers, a clandestine operation unfolded in the Pacific Ocean. It was a moonless night, shrouded in darkness, as a submarine silently prowled the depths, its sleek hull slicing through the water like a shadow. On board the submarine, tension hung thick in the air as the crew carried out their covert mission. Their objective: to transport a powerful nuclear bomb to a classified destination known only to a select few at the highest levels of government. But as the submarine navigated through the treacherous waters, disaster struck. A malfunction in the navigation systems sent the vessel off course, veering dangerously close to an underwater trench. Frantic efforts to correct the course proved futile, and panic spread among the crew as they realized the gravity of their situation. In a desperate bid to avert catastrophe, the captain issued orders to jettison the nuclear bomb, sacrificing the weapon to save the submarine and its crew from certain doom. With heavy hearts, they watched as the bomb plunged into the depths, disappearing into the abyss below. As the submarine continued on its journey, the crew grappled with the weight of their actions, haunted by the specter of the lost nuclear weapon. Little did they know that their decision would set in motion a chain of events that would reverberate through the decades, culminating in a perilous race against time to prevent disaster on a global scale. The sun hung low over the horizon, casting an amber glow across the vast expanse of the Pacific Ocean. On board the research vessel Sea Explorer, Dirk Pitt stood at the helm, his gaze scanning the horizon with a mix of determination and curiosity. As the director of the National Underwater and Marine Agency, NUMA, Dirk was no stranger to the mysteries of the ocean. But the recent string of disappearances had piqued his interest like never before. Ships, both commercial and private, had vanished without a trace, leaving behind only questions and speculation. Standing beside Dirk was his trusty colleague, Al Giordino, a seasoned veteran of countless underwater expeditions. Al glanced over at Dirk, his brow furrowed in concern. "Any leads on the disappearances, boss?" Al asked, his voice tinged with unease. Dirk shook his head, his eyes narrowing as he scanned the horizon once more. "Nothing concrete yet, Al, but something tells me there's more to these disappearances than meets the eye." Their conversation was interrupted by the crackle of the ship's radio. It was Sarah Hunt, the head of NUMA's intelligence division, reporting in from the organization's headquarters. "Dirk, we've received reports of another disappearance," Sarah's voice crackled over the radio. "This time it's a cargo vessel en route to Hawaii. No distress signals, no debris, just gone." Dirk's jaw clenched in frustration. "Thanks, Sarah. Keep me posted." Turning to Al, Dirk's expression hardened with determination. "We need to get to the bottom of this, Al. Something tells me these disappearances are connected, and I intend to find out why." With that, Dirk and Al set their course for the heart of the Pacific, determined to unravel the mystery that lurked beneath the waves. As the Sea Explorer cut through the ocean swells, little did they know that their journey would lead them into the depths of a conspiracy that threatened not only the safety of the seas, but the very fabric of international security. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a fiery glow over the vast expanse of the Pacific Ocean, Dirk Pitt stood at the helm of the NUMA research vessel, the Artemis. The salty breeze whipped through his hair, and the rhythmic sound of waves against the hull filled the air. It was a serene moment, but beneath the calm surface lay a mystery waiting to be unraveled. Reports of ships vanishing without a trace had flooded the NUMA headquarters, sparking concern among maritime authorities worldwide. Dirk Pitt, renowned oceanographer and director of NUMA, sensed that there was more to these disappearances than met the eye. Gathering his team, including his trusty sidekick Al Giordino and the brilliant marine biologist Dr. Summer Moran, Dirk Pitt initiated the investigation. Their mission is to uncover the truth behind the baffling phenomenon and put an end to the maritime disappearances plaguing the Pacific. The Artemis cruised through the tranquil waters, scanning the horizon with state-of-the-art sonar equipment and satellite imagery. As the days passed, tension mounted on board as they encountered dead ends and false leads. But Dirk Pitt's intuition told him they were onto something big, a clandestine operation lurking beneath the ocean surface. The disappearances were not random. They were orchestrated with precision and purpose. Their breakthrough came when they stumbled upon a lone survivor adrift at sea, a sailor from one of the vanished vessels. Weak and disoriented, the sailor recounted tales of a shadowy figure, a massive vessel lurking in the darkness, and a blinding flash of light before his ship disappeared. Armed with this crucial piece of information, Dirk Pitt and his team intensified their efforts, following the trail of breadcrumbs across the vast ocean. They delved deeper into the mystery, uncovering a web of deceit, corporate espionage, and international intrigue. Their investigation led them to a remote island chain shrouded in secrecy, where they encountered hostile forces determined to protect their sinister agenda at all costs. Amidst the perilous encounters and heart-stopping moments, Dirk Pitt remained undeterred, driven by a relentless pursuit of the truth. As the moon rose high in the night sky, casting an ethereal glow over the ocean, Dirk Pitt and his team stood on the precipice of discovery. The hunt had brought them to the brink of unraveling a conspiracy that threatened not only the maritime industry, but the safety of nations worldwide. With determination burning in his eyes, Dirk Pitt vowed to see the hunt through to its conclusion. Little did he know that the greatest challenges and revelations lay ahead, waiting to test his courage, resourcefulness, and unwavering resolve. As the investigation deepened, Dirk Pitt and his team found themselves embroiled in a race against time unlike any they had faced before. The clues they unearthed pointed to a diabolical plot, orchestrated by a shadowy group with ties to a powerful nation. The discovery of Poseidon's arrow, a secretive and devastating weapon, heightened the urgency of their mission. With the potential to wreak havoc on a global scale, the mere existence of Poseidon's arrow sent shivers down the spines of even the most seasoned members of the NUMA team. Determined to prevent catastrophe, Dirk Pitt mobilized his team and set out on a relentless pursuit across the vast expanse of the Pacific Ocean. Every moment counted as they chased leads, deciphered cryptic messages, and pieced together fragments of information scattered across the seas. Their journey took them to remote islands, hidden underwater caverns, and treacherous reefs teeming with danger at every turn. Along the way, they encountered fierce resistance from those determined to protect the secret of Poseidon's arrow at any cost. As the stakes escalated, tensions ran high among the team members. Each setback threatened to derail their mission, yet Dirk Pitt remained unwavering in his resolve. With steely determination, he led his team forward, drawing upon their collective expertise and unwavering camaraderie to overcome the myriad obstacles in their path. Amidst the chaos and uncertainty, alliances were forged and tested, and loyalties were put to the ultimate test. Dirk Pitt's leadership and courage inspired those around him to persevere in the face of adversity, even as the clock ticked relentlessly toward an ominous deadline. With time slipping away and the fate of the world hanging in the balance, Dirk Pitt and his team pushed themselves to the brink of exhaustion in their quest to thwart the nefarious plot. As they closed in on their elusive target, they knew that failure was not an option. In a pulse-pounding climax, Dirk Pitt confronted the mastermind behind the conspiracy, engaging in a battle of wits and wills that would determine the outcome of their harrowing ordeal. Against all odds, they emerged victorious, thwarting the sinister plot and securing Poseidon's arrow before it could be unleashed upon the world. In the aftermath of their triumph, Dirk Pitt and his team reflected on the magnitude of their accomplishment. Though the danger had passed, they knew that their work was far from over. With renewed determination, they vowed to remain vigilant, ever ready to confront the perils that lurked beneath the surface of the world's oceans. As the investigation into the disappearance of ships intensifies, Dirk Pitt and his team find themselves entangled in a web of international intrigue. It all begins with a cryptic message intercepted by the NUMA team, hinting at a covert operation involving a powerful nation. Suspecting a connection to the missing ships, Dirk Pitt decides to delve deeper into the mystery. Their journey takes them across the vast expanse of the Pacific Ocean, where they encounter hostile waters and unexpected challenges. With each clue they uncover, the puzzle grows more complex, pointing towards a conspiracy of global proportions. Amid their pursuit, Dirk Pitt and his team find themselves pursued by shadowy figures intent on keeping the truth hidden. Narrowly escaping multiple attempts on their lives, they realize they are facing adversaries with vast resources and influence. As they navigate treacherous waters and dangerous adversaries, Dirk Pitt and his team discover ancient artifacts and hidden secrets that shed light on the sinister plot unfolding before them. Their quest for answers leads them to the bustling ports of Asia, where they encounter allies and enemies alike. With time running out and the fate of the world hanging in the balance, Dirk Pitt must rely on his instincts and the loyalty of his team to uncover the truth. But as they draw closer to the heart of the conspiracy, they realize that the stakes are higher than they ever imagined. With powerful forces at play, and the specter of betrayal lurking in the shadows, Dirk Pitt must tread carefully if he hopes to emerge victorious. In a pulse-pounding climax, Dirk Pitt confronts the mastermind behind the conspiracy and uncovers the true purpose behind the disappearance of the ships. With the fate of nations hanging in the balance, Dirk Pitt must make a decision that will shape the course of history. In the end, Dirk Pitt and his team emerge triumphant, but the scars of their harrowing journey remain. As they sail into the horizon, they know that their adventures are far from over, and the world will always call upon them in times of need. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows over the Mediterranean Sea, Dirk Pitt stood on the deck of the NUMA vessel, his eyes fixed on the distant silhouette of a fortified island. This was the final destination, the stronghold of the mastermind behind the sinister plot that threatened the world. With the hum of the engines echoing in the background, Dirk Pitt gathered his team around him. Faces tense with determination, they knew that the moment of reckoning had arrived. The fate of millions hung in the balance, and failure was not an option. As they approached the island under the cover of darkness, they encountered a barrage of obstacles: armed guards patrolling the perimeter, surveillance cameras scanning the waters, and underwater mines guarding the approach. But Dirk Pitt was undeterred. With meticulous planning and unwavering resolve, they navigated through the treacherous waters, inching closer to their target. As they reached the shores of the island, they stealthily made their way inland, moving like shadows in the night. The air was thick with tension as they crept closer to the heart of the enemy's lair. At last, they reached the central compound, surrounded by towering walls and guarded by heavily armed mercenaries. With a silent signal, Dirk Pitt and his team sprang into action, launching a coordinated assault on the enemy stronghold. Bullets flew and explosions rocked the air as the two sides clashed in a fierce battle for supremacy. Dirk Pitt fought with the ferocity of a lion, his years of training and experience guiding every move. With every step forward they gained ground, inching closer to their objective. But the enemy was not about to give up without a fight. As they reached the inner sanctum of the compound, they encountered the mastermind behind the plot, a ruthless dictator hell-bent on unleashing Poseidon's arrow upon the world. In a dramatic showdown, Dirk Pitt confronted the dictator, their eyes locking in a silent duel of wills. With the fate of humanity hanging in the balance, Dirk Pitt knew that this was the moment of truth. With lightning speed, Dirk Pitt unleashed a barrage of punches and kicks, his years of martial arts training coming to the fore. The dictator fought back with equal ferocity, but Dirk Pitt was relentless, driven by a sense of duty and justice. In the end, it was a single decisive blow that turned the tide of the battle. With a final, powerful strike, Dirk Pitt incapacitated the dictator, bringing an end to the reign of terror. As the dust settled and the sounds of battle faded into the night, Dirk Pitt and his team stood victorious. Poseidon's arrow had been neutralized, and the world was safe once more. As they sailed away from the island, bathed in the light of the rising sun, Dirk Pitt knew that their mission was far from over. But for now they could take solace in the knowledge that they had averted disaster and saved countless lives from destruction. As the final pieces of the puzzle fell into place, Dirk Pitt and the NUMA team found themselves on the brink of a catastrophic showdown. With the coordinates of Poseidon's arrow in hand, they set sail for a remote island in the Pacific Ocean, where the weapon lay hidden. As they approached the island under the cover of darkness, tension hung thick in the air. The team braced themselves for the inevitable confrontation with the shadowy organization behind the plot to unleash Poseidon's arrow. With stealth and precision, Dirk Pitt led the charge, his determination unwavering despite the odds stacked against them. As they infiltrated the enemy's compound, they encountered a labyrinth of tunnels and traps designed to thwart intruders. But Dirk Pitt's keen instincts and unwavering resolve guided them through the treacherous maze. Alongside his trusted companions, including Al Giordino and Rudy Gunn, Dirk Pitt pressed forward, driven by the urgency of the mission and the knowledge that the fate of the world hung in the balance. Finally, they reached the heart of the compound, where Poseidon's arrow lay dormant, its destructive power waiting to be unleashed. With time running out, Dirk Pitt faced off against the mastermind behind the plot, a formidable adversary intent on wielding the weapon for their nefarious purposes. In a pulse-pounding battle of wills, Dirk Pitt and his team fought valiantly against overwhelming odds. With strategic brilliance and sheer determination, they outmaneuvered their opponents, disarming the deadly weapon and thwarting the enemy's plans once and for all. As the dust settled and the threat of Poseidon's arrow was neutralized, a sense of relief washed over the NUMA team. But the victory came at a cost, as they mourned the loss of comrades fallen in the line of duty. Yet, amidst the chaos and turmoil, there was a glimmer of hope for a brighter future. With Poseidon's arrow no longer a threat, the world could breathe a sigh of relief, knowing that Dirk Pitt and the courageous men and women of NUMA stood ready to protect it from any danger that dared to threaten its shores. And so, as the sun rose on a new day, Dirk Pitt and his team sailed off into the horizon, their hearts filled with resolve and their spirits unbroken. For in the face of adversity, they had proven that courage, perseverance, and the indomitable human spirit would always prevail. Poseidon's Arrow by Clive Cussler and Dirk Cussler delivers an exhilarating blend of action, suspense, and intrigue that keeps readers on the edge of their seats until the very end. With its gripping storyline, vivid settings, and dynamic characters, this novel is a must-read for fans of maritime thrillers and adventure fiction.